Hey everybody, this is Aaron Whitehead. Welcome to Learn to Play the Piano. This is Lesson 7 in a series of short lessons. In this video, we'll learn about augmented and diminished chords. The two most common types of chords are major and minor chords, which we learned about in a previous lesson. And in this lesson, we'll build off of that knowledge in our understanding of augmented and diminished chords. Let's start with augmented chords. It's easiest to understand augmented chords if we start with a major chord. Using a major chord, we can create an augmented chord by raising the fifth of the chord up a half step. And that's kind of a technical definition, so let's look at an example to illustrate. So let's start with one we're all familiar with, C major. If we take the fifth, or the G in the C major chord, and raise it a half a step to G sharp, that will give us C augmented. So you can see how an augmented chord is based off of a major chord just with the fifth raised a half step. Let's look at another example. If we take the chord E flat major and raise its fifth B flat up a half step to the key B, that's going to give us E flat augmented. And one more example of an augmented chord just to drive home the point. Let's look at F major. If we were to raise the fifth of the F major chord, the C, up to C sharp, that's going to give us F augmented. And just like augmented chords are based off of major chords, diminished chords are based off of minor chords. So using a minor chord as our base, if we were to take the fifth of a minor chord and lower it a half step, that's going to give us a diminished chord. Let's take a look at an example. If we have C minor, which is C, E flat, G, and we lower the fifth a half step, it's going to give us G flat, and that's going to be a C diminished chord. Or another example, E minor, E, G, B. We're going to lower the B a half step to B flat, and that's going to give us E diminished. And one more example, if we were to use the chord F minor and lower the fifth a half step to C flat, that's going to give us an F diminished chord. And notice that every time we raise or lower the fifth in a chord to make either an augmented or a diminished chord, we never change the name of the note. It's always C and C sharp or C and C flat, for example, with the F chords. That's because all F chords contain the three notes F, A, and C. The only thing that changes to change the quality of the chord is whether the notes are flatted or sharped. And this is true for any chord. Anytime you have a chord, you're always going to use the same three notes. So all C chords, whether it's C minor, C diminished, C sharp chords, anything is always going to be the notes C, E, and G as its base. And the only thing that will change is whether those notes are sharps or flats. So with that understanding, you can see how valuable it would be to memorize the notes that make up every chord, all the C chords, D chords, E chords, F chords, for example. If you know what three notes make up all the chords, then that's a great foundation on which to build a good understanding of chords in the future. And we hope you enjoyed lesson number 7. All this information and more is available in our book, a piano chord book you can actually use, which can be purchased on our website, thepianochordbook.com. We also have an app out for the Droid and for the iPhone. Our iPhone app is available on iTunes under the title Piano Chord Key, and our Droid app can be found in the Droid Market under Piano Chord Book. Please check out lesson number 8, where we will discuss minor scales. Thanks, God bless, and see you next time.